Welcome back to all our friends, family, and yes, even our foes. To the Foxx Den Sports Podcast, where Todd and his sports-passionate kids are ready to bring you the latest updates and insights on all things sports. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, here are your hosts, Kellen, Garrett, Gannon, and coming to you from the Foxx Den, their dad, Todd Foxx.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. I am Todd Foxx, along with Kellen and Garrett. Got a lot of information to cover today for everybody. We've got some comments we want to go over first from some of our previous podcasts. What are y'all laughing at already? Already laughing. What did I say?
Dude, nothing. Didn't even say anything.
Whatever. All right. So, I don't know. Garrett, what kind of comments do we have? We had some comments coming in, which is great. Let's hear it.
We'll start with this one from Mr. Chad. It says 8 wins is the best we will do next year. They have too big of a hill to climb.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I at this point, I can't disagree with him. I don't know about you, Kellen. Can't disagree.
I can't disagree. I'd hope for 9, but I mean, I would have been. I said this year, 9 is what I was really hoping for. 8, I'd have been content with. So, I mean, after this year,
I expected 8. I'm not going to lie. I expected 8.
Well, I mean,
but I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were going to have this bad of a team.
I expected 8, and if we got 8, I would have expected to potentially win one of those tough 4 games. So I was really thinking 9, but
gotcha.
I just didn't think Seth Luttrell would completely destroy everything Oklahoma had built over the last 80 years.
Garrett, do you have any answers to that? 8 wins?
I mean, I know last week you were talking 9, but I think.
Well, that's what I was saying. I would take it if I could have 9 wins right now. Somebody guaranteed it. I'd take it.
I mean, in my opinion, I think if we hit it on the offensive coordinator position, not only from on the field production, but also off-season recruiting, I think for sure, like you mentioned, like last week, again, 10 wins is 100% doable because, again, don't get me wrong, with the way our offense is playing and our defense, like I don't think our defense is nearly as good as we thought they were at the beginning of the year, but I mean, he's shown it's on a steady climb up since he's gotten here, and so there's no reason to expect it won't be the same next year. But I think 8 wins for sure is not the best we can do. I think that's not what we should aim for at all, obviously. But
okay.
And then that kind of goes to my next one. It says transfer portal will ensure that we stay bottom feeders.
What does that mean?
That will basically be 4 or 5 wins every year because of the transfer portal.
Meaning that we're going to lose a lot of players or nobody's going to come here? I mean, I don't understand that. I don't know. I mean, I think if you win, people want to come. And if players are playing, they're going to stay, in my opinion. I think players are going to go where they're going to play and where they also think that if they have NFL aspirations, they're going to stay. We got to win.
But I mean, when it comes to NFL players and NFL graduates, we're up there at the top. It's like we're the best up there. So if they want to go to the NFL, and if you want to be on nationally recognized, you come to Oklahoma.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's, in all honesty, other than just the history, I think the transfer portal is the only reason that not only next year, but just for the future, that we will be relevant pretty quickly is because of the transfer portal. So I don't get that comment much, but nonetheless appreciate it.
Yeah, and the transfer portal opens December 9th through the 28th. It says the day after the college football playoff field and bowl games are announced. And then in spring, 16th to the 25th.
And then last one, Oklahoma fans should take a long look at the Nebraska Cornhuskers for the last 20 seasons because that's what they're going to be. Oh, you will not have another meaningful season. Welcome to the SEC.
I don't agree. I mean, easy for me to say because I'm a homer and I love the Oklahoma Sooners. I just don't see that happening. I think we've got and Nebraska had a rich tradition as well. So, but I just don't think they went about it the right way. I do know, they had a coach, Frank Solich. They fired him, and they went on to, I can't even remember who was after him. I don't know if it was Bill Callahan. Basically, they kind of got rid of coaches very quickly, and that's what a lot of people are saying. Slow down to fans here about is with Venables. You don't want to be one of those teams that constantly gets rid of a coach after 2 or 3 years. Give him a chance, like next year, and obviously, and we've talked about it. He's got to win. He's got to win next year. And that's expected. I mean, I'm sure he'll feel the fire.
Well, also to that point, like you're not going to ever get one of those big guys or big up and coming guys because they know they'll have like maybe 2-3 years to be something.
Tops, yeah.
And if they show that Venables, we gave him, an extra year or two, that shows them like we're willing to give you, what it takes.
Right.
It's just, I mean, we have to see progress. So,
got to see progress, and also, Kellen, I'll let you go real quick after I'm done, but. Again, offensive line woes, 5 receivers hurt. I'm not making a bunch of excuses. Sounds like it, but I mean, those are issues as to why we've had such a poor season. And I really think if Dylan Gabriel had stayed, I think it's probably an extra 2 wins at least. Personally,
we beat Mizzou, and I think we beat Tennessee.
I think we would have had a good shot against Ole Miss, to be honest with you.
So I think we guarantee have 2 or 3 more wins, and I think we're
he didn't
more competitive against LSU in a couple of weeks.
He didn't throw those 2 picks, or I don't know if it's 2 picks, but I mean against South Carolina early. You know how they got two defensive touchdowns pretty quick. Anyway, I mean, but it is what it is. It happened. You got to go over any of those other smart aleck comments? You're not going to mess with those. There's the one that keeps busting chops. Missouri person. It's like your team's not relevant. Okay.
The one that
you
says
can make
misery. Y'all had to leave bad reviews because your guys are soft, but
what does that
had
mean?
a player leave. I don't know. I genuinely don't remember us having a guy taken out and then not coming back in. But
are they trying to make fun of like the guy that left OU to go there, the offensive lineman?
Oh yeah, they're talking about Caden Green.
Yeah,
but
who cares?
Not a team out there that didn't lose somebody. Everybody loses.
Exactly.
But that's nothing. Like that guy's. I mean, yeah, I like to have kept him.
But
the same season, they're trash.
But also, like Kellen mentioned, every team loses player, and it's not that he was like. I mean, he was good. Don't get me wrong. It's the way he went about it. Like you're calling us soft because we lost him. He's soft because of the way he left, and then Mizzou's soft for letting him just walk right in and not have any questions asked about it. Like that's how bad they are. Is they're willing to take anybody that they can freaking get their hands on.
Yeah, and bottom line is they're just not relevant. They're not a relevant football school, and they're not going to be anytime soon. So I mean, is what it is. And did you see that game this weekend? They scored. And they were going nuts. I don't know, 30 seconds left, maybe. I don't know, a minute. I don't know. And then South Carolina drove right down.
And I'm sure they're making a ton of thousands of excuses. So,
and that's fine.
They're a garbage team.
That's who they are.
Program, garbage fan base. Everybody in Missouri is bandwagoners. They all root for the Chiefs and the Warriors. Couldn't care less about any of them.
Well, there's some good people there. Some good friends that I have. Some people that I know are some good folks, but
it's the nicest thing you've said in a long time. Yeah,
it's the people that bashing us because they beat us once, and whatever is what it is. Is that it?
Yeah.
For the questions, keep those comments coming. We'll if we can read them, we'll read them on air. But keep them coming. Let us know. You can bash us, whatever. Don't think we're gonna come back at it. We'll come back at you. It's fine. Let's talk a little OU football. I want to talk about Alabama here in a minute. Do you want to talk about Alabama first? Or do you want to talk possible offensive coordinator first? Does it matter to you? Let's talk Bama. Okay. I know Alabama's right now a 14-point favorite here in Norman at 6:30 p.m. Saturday. Over-under is, I believe, 47.5. Alabama coming off a big win against, was it Mercer? Somebody like that?
Yeah, something like that.
It is what it is. And I've got a lot of respect for Alabama. I got a lot of respect for their fan base and their fans and all that. So they're good in my book. I still want to win, but I don't think we're going to. Let's hear it. What are your guys' thoughts?
I mean, this is just a game that's going to be exciting solely for the fact that it's Alabama, not because it's going to be a good game by any means. But
and it took a little bit of without Saban, right? In your opinion?
Yeah, but even then, I mean, that might add even a little extra element to it at this point, but it's just
I love to see him.
Yeah,
love to see him. What are you expecting? I mean, Kellen, what are you thinking?
I mean, they're a great team, but every once in a while we see them struggle just a little bit.
Yeah,
Jalen Milroe, he 90% of the time is fantastic. He has those 10% of the time where he's just making some mistakes and not doing something. So I'm hoping that our defense forces that to be this week, that 10% of the time. I mean, they are a fantastic team. I personally think it does knock it down. Not the team wise because they're rolling, but like just it would have been fun to play Saban at least once.
Sure,
like that.
Well, actually, yes.
In this situation, like in the SEC, obviously, I know we've played them before, but like, I just think, but it's still a highly respected program, the most respected program we've played this year so far. So it's going to be fun. Well, okay, sorry, I forget Texas, but we play Texas every year. I'm talking new teams.
Sure. I don't expect to win. If it goes about the way the season has gone, the defense is trying to hang in there and hold them back. I think it's just going to eventually, mid to late third quarter, just break open. And then that's when they might, in my opinion, would pile it on us. Now, if we can hold them and we can score, if we can move the ball on them, then fantastic. But I think we'll have some success, but I also think we'll have, like we've had in the past, we'll have some mistakes. Hopefully Jackson Arnold can, if Jackson Arnold cannot have a turnover, that increases our chances, obviously, but definitely helps from the fact that not getting blown out. And I hate to even think about that. Like, I'm actually sitting here talking about not getting blown out, talking about a loss automatically, and I don't like that. And yeah, I do think without Nick Saban, it's a lot different, unfortunately. And I'm glad I sold those 2 tickets on the other side where OU runs out. I'm glad I sold those early in the season because I don't know if I would have made as much money on them as I am now. What kind of?
I mean,
go ahead.
I was just going to say my score prediction. I think Alabama 54, Oklahoma 6.
Dang, are you serious?
Yeah, there's no reason in the world we should expect our offense to put even a touchdown on the board the entire game. I think we will get into kind of that distanced field goal range a couple times, hit a couple, and that's as far as we're going to go, unless our defense magically puts us there. But they have not been able to do that consistently all year. And then defensively, I think we're tired. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't think we're nearly as good as we thought we were, and I think Alabama's offense is just going to kind of play around with us a little bit. So,
what do you think, Kellen? You got a score?
Well, as I've said many times before in this podcast, I will never predict Oklahoma to lose. I think there's always a chance, and we have the defense to do it. I think if we, like you said, if no turnovers on the offense, our defense forces at least one, we limit our 3 and outs, and we keep the defense off the field as much as possible, get a first down or 2 each drive. I think we win 19-17.
Dad, God.
1 touchdown, 4 field goals, and we limit them to a couple touchdowns and a field goal.
Jeez. Well, that'd be interesting. I've got it down. Go ahead.
That's the only way we can beat them. We're not putting up 30 plus.
Yeah. No, I agree. The only way we're going to get. Go ahead.
I think the only way we will win, and that's a maybe, if we win the turnover battle by at least +3.
Yeah, like if they throw a pick six and
couple picks, a fumble, like
they're able to run a pump back or something.
punt, something like that. Because it's like, I don't know what it is. Oklahoma makes it really hard to look like they're a punt recovering, but
Sure. No, I agree.
or fielding the punt. But
it's unfortunate.
We have to fix special teams too. We cannot have turnovers on special teams. We got to figure that out.
I don't think Alabama's as good as they have been in the past. I think you've seen a little bit of a dip, in my opinion. I think you see some attention to detail type of things that they don't do like they have in the past with Coach Saban. And I only think it'll keep year by year, probably getting a little bit less and less. Where within 3 or 4 years, and you get a whole draft classes, all of Saban's players gone. Then I think at some point you're going to see.
I will say really quick,
different.
He's already got a better recruiting class coming this next year than Saban ever had. So
I mean, and that's great. It's about, and I hear that, but
specifically at quarterback,
it's about coaching. You got to be able to coach these players and limit the offensive penalties and all that kind of crazy stuff that they have that he puts up with, I think, versus what Saban. But hey, hats off to him, man. He earned the job. I have nothing bad to say about him or the program because they're fantastic. I think they've got a really good fan base as well. You're going to be there too. We got to sit up there by all of them. But I think OU will lose 48-16. I'm hoping we can score 16. I have us down for 3 field goals, and somehow, some way, a touchdown, whether it's
busted coverage,
or into the game, or very short field. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to put all the pressure on Jackson Arnold, because if he can just go out there and play and have fun, but obviously limit your mistakes. Watch what you're doing. I'm assuming. Well, you know what? Have you guys seen? I haven't seen yet. Who's in or out? I guess they don't say that until, because I would. Wouldn't you think Burks wouldn't play after that hit he took the other? I mean, I would be surprised if he's playing.
I'd be surprised if he's playing solely for the fact that that's what was keeping him out, was a concussion.
Right.
So the fact that he got drilled again, Farouk, hopefully this extra couple weeks gave him a little bit extra rest to play. Yeah. I know he played a couple snaps last time, but it was basically nothing. So, but
we get him back. Hopefully Barnes can come back. I mean,
I think it was a bigger loss than what we realized, for sure. Yeah. Going back to the game really quick, I don't know why we just stopped running the ball. We were having so much success, but anyways.
A lot of success running the football. Well, it's going to be an interesting game. I've always wanted to watch Alabama here, and I'm excited that I'm going to, but I just wish it was under different circumstances. Maybe in another, I don't know when they'll be back 4 years from now. I honestly don't have any idea how all that's going to work out. Hopefully we'll be in a much, much different place. My prediction is, yes, we will be. All these people that thinking we're going to be the new Nebraska and we're going to be dead and we're out and we shouldn't be in the SEC and we should go back to the Big 12, blah, 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 blah.
It's all Mizzou fans who are always in Nebraska.
Everybody, and we've talked about it. You got ups and downs, and we got a little bit of a down going on right now. But we'll see, and it's all, and we've talked about it before. I think it's a big opportunity for the offensive coordinator position hire, and I know I've got a couple names here, but the thing is 2 weeks from today, it's possible our season's over. You know what I mean? Because we're already going to have played Alabama and LSU, and if we don't win one of those games, which LSU, it's, I think, looking more possible than it is a night game. It is a night game, and it's what, 6:30 again there. But then again, they may be ticked off and just, hey, let's just go out there and roll them. Regardless, I know there's a couple names out there that I've heard recently, amongst others, but we're hearing certain names of Dan Mullen. He used to be the head coach at Florida, head coach at Mississippi State, Coach Dak Prescott. And I'm also hearing a gentleman by the name of Jake Spavital. He's the offensive coordinator at Baylor. I know he played high school football. I want to say it was Union. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say it was at Union, because I know he's from Tulsa. What are your thoughts on those guys? And we can kind of go over some other guys possibly too. But I know, Garrett, you weren't too pleased about the possibility of Dan Mullen. And why?
Neither of those names. I mean, there's a reason he doesn't have a job. I don't think he's like terrible by any means, but if he was some, fantastic offensive coordinator, there would have been one of these powerhouses that would have offered him enough money to bring him in, especially with how many coaching changes this last year with some of the bigger programs there was. And then the Baylor guy, like, they're just not good. Like, they're not good at all. I know they don't have necessarily the talent that even we have on offense, but that's a settling hire. That is a hire that you're just saying, hopefully he's a little bit better. He's not going to make us anything special, and we're okay with that but you can't do that. Like, take a risk, like we keep mentioning it, like how we did with Lincoln way back when. Like, take a risk with one of those small schools. That would be better than hiring these guys, in my opinion.
Okay. Kellen, any thoughts at all on your end?
I just want somebody that's going to come in here and just go crazy, develop everybody. Somebody who, I don't know, the opposite of whatever we've had. Somebody who's not scared.
I was just about to say something. Completely forgot what I was about to say. All right.
Well, I could tell you. I mean, here's my thoughts on it. I mean, I understand what everybody's saying. The only thing about Dan Mullen is he's got a track record. He was the offensive coordinator at Florida, I believe, whenever Urban Meyer was there, and I think it was whenever Tebow beat us. He was head coach at Mississippi State. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Okay, had a 69-46 record. His 3 out of his last 4 years are pretty good years. He was 10-3, 9-4, 6-7, and then 8-4. Then he went to Florida. What puzzles me is he was only there 4 years. He was 10-3, 11-2, 8-4, then 5-6, and they let him go after just the 5-6 season. Go ahead.
Well, because he didn't do any recruiting in season. He never did any. That's why. But
and that's I'm glad you brought that up, because I just now remembered hearing that he's not that great of a recruiter, and not I don't want to say he doesn't like it, because I don't, that's what somebody said. He just doesn't. I mean, how you can be a head coach and not like recruiting, or offense coordinator and things of that nature, but he may not be the best recruiter. So that would be an issue. The Spavital gentleman, he's only 39, 40 years old. I think he would be, I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying with Baylor. There's probably other ones out there, but and there are other ones out there. And I want to go through a couple of them. The Brennan Marion guy from UNLV, everybody keeps talking about. I just think he'll probably be a head coach after this year. That's just my opinion. But would you rather be a head coach for? And I don't even know a school.
That's what I was about to say. Just like a mid-tier,
right?
Rather than
the opposite.
Yeah,
right. I don't know the answer. There's the Tulane offensive coordinator, Joe Craddock. There's Memphis offensive coordinator, how do you say that, Cramsey? And then Mike Shanahan from Indiana. I don't know whether or why he would come, if he would come. I don't know if that's been the question that we've had, is does he even call the plays up in Indiana? Because I don't know the answer to any of that. But I know there's several different players. Jordan Davis from North Texas. What is this? Mac Leftwich from Texas State. It's got to be one of those kind of guys, in my opinion. Somebody that's looking for a big opportunity and being able to make a name. I think Mullen brings the experience, but I don't know if I don't know. I don't think he'd be the right hire. But I think 2 weeks from today we'll know. And one of the guys on the radio said if he's not named the offensive coordinator this week, that means he probably won't be the head offensive coordinator here. Because they could name him.
He's available. Yeah.
Right. They could name him because he's on CBS or ABC or one of those guys. So,
but I don't care if it's a 1-year rental. Just go get the best guy out there to put you right back on the right path and go from there. That's what all the best ones do. So
get the defensive, like Zach Alley type of guy on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep,
I agree. But this is a huge hire. It's going to be a huge hire for Brent
This,
Venables.
I mean, that's what I was just about to say. Venables knows this is make or break. Like he doesn't, and I mean, it has to be a home run. It can't just be a good hire. It has to be a home run.
No, I agree 100%. And then, you know, I know it's still a couple weeks away, but I mean, the daggone transfer portal will open up. I would expect that thing probably to be, I don't want to say flooded, but quite a few Hoodie guys jump in there.
Well, maybe not necessarily Oklahoma. I have no idea. I think I just have hope that they wouldn't. But year after year, they break records of how many players are in it, and I think we're going to break it again. So
I just hope Jackson Arnold doesn't go, but my guess is he probably will. I think he'll at least see what's out there, and he may just say, "Hey, I'm forget about this." I don't know. I do know I saw where I think he's engaged now, and I think did he meet his girlfriend here?
no, they've been together since high school.
Okay, I didn't know that. So
but they both go to Oklahoma.
Well, right. So hopefully, and who knows? She may want to follow him, but hopefully he sticks around. I don't know. We'll see. And I just hope we can. The offensive lineman that we've recruited, he put out there that he plans on still honoring his commitment, which is a start in the right direction. And then we've got to make sure we've got to get out there on the transfer portal and get some of the best offensive linemen that we can get for sure, 100%. Any other thoughts on the transfer portal, or what's your thoughts or anything? Still a ways away. Still, we got a little bit of time, but it's just, I hate that day. Cause I remember Caleb Williams what was that, 3 years ago?
Something like that.
And he played a really good game. And it was a
really good game against Oregon.
Oregon. That's who it was. Oregon. Yeah.
Really good.
Really good game. And I thought, okay, this guy may stick around. He did not. So it's unfortunate. Anything else OU related that you all got for us this week? Because we had an off week last week. So I read somewhere where they said OU lost to the bye week 28-24. And then somebody commented, well, at least we didn't have any turnovers. So it's kind of funny.
It was a close game at least.
Close, yeah. We didn't. It felt good to have a weekend. It's just a weird feeling because I haven't had this feeling since the late 90s, mid to late 90s, whenever we were absolute garbage. And I don't like that feeling. And I'm hoping it's just a 1 year issue if we can get it fixed. If it's not, we'll find another head coach and we'll move on. But I do still want Brent to be successful, and I think he will be successful. I don't know about you guys. Question of the week. Here's my question for you, gentlemen. Is it too early? Is it too early to put up your Christmas tree?
Yes.
Yep.
Why?
Thanksgiving's
the
just as important as Christmas.
Best holiday of the year.
Thanksgiving's the best holiday? Why? Football and food, or what?
Food, football, family.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not too early. I love Christmas. I love having a Christmas tree up. As a kid, we never had it up early. We put it up on Thanksgiving after we got home. It's not too early. When I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know. I think whenever I left.
Changed because I've known Nana and Papa, they've been putting it up in like September.
It's already up. Stuff's up. I mean, it's been up. You remember they used to have the Easter tree and the Valentine's tree and all that kind of stuff. They had that for a while.
They've just had
it's
it up
not too early.
For years.
Get those trees up. Don't worry about anybody
take it down.
trying to tell you it's not good. You can put them up. Put up Christmas lights, trees, whatever. That's my thoughts. Well, the Foxx Den Sports podcast would like to thank all of you for taking time out of your day to listen to our podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just click down here somewhere and subscribe. We got a lot of different things we want to talk about, mainly OU football because of Gary. But I want to remind everybody, iron sharpens iron. Please stay safe. Be savage and not average. And remember to join the skulk. You remember it this week, Kellen? What's the next one?
don't forget to stay thirsty, my friends.
Stay thirsty, my friends. Garrett, take it away.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Boomer. Texas, you still stink. And Missouri.
Thank you for listening to the Foxx Den Sports Podcast. Be sure to subscribe for free to our YouTube channel, Foxx Den Sports. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Foxx Den Sports and on Facebook at Foxx Den Sports Podcast. You can also email us at foxdensports@yahoo.com. This has been Foxx Den Sports.